All right, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. So setting probably looks a little bit different, and that's because we are in my home gym. And so I just finished doing a quick warm up because today, and I was kind of up in the air with what I wanted to do today, but we're gonna go ahead and do legs. Reason why we're gonna do legs is because it's Monday at the time of this recording, and I typically do legs on Mondays. I remember, honestly, I used to do back a lot on Mondays. I've always been a big muscle guy whenever I'm coming off of the weekend. One of the reasons I transitioned to legs is because there was like two trains of thought that I heard at a younger age when I had a trainer, and he would train athletes up to getting their pro cards, junior nationals, nationals, like the whole 9 yards, right? IFBB, NPC. And so I remember he mentioned, Irv, and I don't really know the science behind this, but it made sense and it kind of just stuck with me. He said, Irv, whenever you're gonna be working out on a Monday, you wanna do one of two things. You either want to hit the muscle of the muscle group that you're looking to maybe grow, that's your weakest. So if that's your rear delts, hit your rear delts. If that's your calves, hit your calves, because you probably have an excess of carbs in your system. So you might as well put that to use, right? The second train of thought behind it was he typically had me train legs when I was working with him. And so he would typically have me do legs on Monday for that same reason. Hey, you're typically coming off of nice rest weekend, or at least off on Sundays typically, and your legs are well rested, you didn't beat them up with cardio, and you probably have some extra carbs in your system, which means that you're gonna be able to use that going into, and just flush it out of your system going into a Monday. I've since transitioned into kind of mixing that train of thought, but when I used to go to a public gym, I used to love doing legs on Mondays just because it would be freaking packed. And I would think to myself, man, let me just go do legs because all the leg machines are wide open. Benches are usually taken. The dumbbells, like the dumbbell stations, usually taken. Squat racks, Smith machines, leg extensions, ham extensions, all that stuff is typically available. And so I wanted to go ahead and share what a leg day for me looks like. One of the reasons why I wanted to, I don't know how long this series is gonna last, but at least start recording some of my fitness journey is because, well, I wanna track it and I wanna be able to look back at some of this content and say, holy crap, that was pretty cool. Whether one person watches it and finds inspiration, or if it's just me looking back down memory lane and saying, man, we became a long way. So with that in mind, I'm gonna finish up my warm up and I will see you in the first set. Let's go. I gotta say, my hip, God, I feel like an old man saying that, but my right hip was really tight last 2 months, and so it actually feels really good. And believe it or not, it's not even so much that it was like hurt, but I almost strained it right on this machine right here, and it wasn't even the craziest move. I think I had 245s on each side, and I was doing single leg presses. So I was doing the ISO movement, and I think it was my 10th, maybe my 10th set. So I was pretty warmed. And so all of a sudden I felt like a slight pinch here. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, it feels a lot better now, but I'm always trying my best to keep it nice and warm before I hit record. We were walking on the treadmill for about 5 minutes. Sometimes I'll cycle. But yeah, let me do a couple more sets of these. Keep it warm with the squats, and then we'll transition into some actual weighted stuff. Those knees are cranky. You know, the best thing about having a hack squat is it's amazing on my lower back. For those of you guys that have been lifting for a while, then you know going with like a belted squat or a hack squat, obviously leg press. But if you want something like really heavy on your legs, belted, and then hack squat, especially for foot placement purposes. Don't get me wrong, I still rock with the Smith machine. Depending on how we're feeling today, we'll probably bank some out, but this has been an absolute staple. Even when my hip was a little tight. And so let's start off with quad extensions. All right, let me drop this. All right, so I try to start off all my moves with seated. So either hamstrings, so we're either going extensions or we're going quad extensions or ham extensions. Just because, again, gets a lot of blood flow to that muscle. I've noticed, and I'm not and at this point, I'm not even working to lift the heaviest weight, even though we'll probably do on the hack squat 5 to 10. Sometimes we'll go 3 to 8 reps. I'm to the point though, where we're just gonna go for volume, and we're going to fatigue or pre-fatigue the muscle, or pre-exhaust the muscle rather, as much as we can, get it nice and warm before we start going into some of those heavier moves. I've noticed that anytime I've tried to do it backwards, number one, not so much that the pump isn't better. I've noticed that you are more likely to get injured if you, or at least for me, that I've seen, if I try to go heavy first before doing one of these. And then second, it also just takes the ego out of the way. I'm at the point where I'm not doing this to, win trophies or anything. I'm just doing this to get in the best shape of my life, and do it over a long period of time. So injury prevention is what we're going for. Oh, damn. All right. Yeah. Let's bring it up some. Quad's feeling good today. Whew. Put these legs up for a minute. You can usually tell how good a leg workout's gonna be by how fast I'm sweating. On the first couple sets, it's 80 degrees in here. This isn't even Florida weather just yet. Like Florida weather, dude, in this garage last year when I had this thing built out, I think it was getting up to about 96, 97 in here. So I don't know if I'm gonna have another summer like that. I might put an AC in here right now. I just have like 2 fans on me that I'm about to turn on. But it's been a really nice day. Sun's going down. So we just passed the golden hour, which is really good. It actually feels really good in here. 80 isn't too bad, but if you've ever been to Florida, then you know it's the freaking humidity that gets you, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be toasted today. So, quick update. I am down the lightest we've been all month, sitting at this morning. What was it? 246 and a half. So 246.5 pounds. Super excited about that because About 3 weeks ago, had a week where I just wasn't tracking anything. All right, we're gonna be wrapping it up with these Bulgarian split squats. But I just gotta say, man, like I said, I wanted to, I don't know how long I'll continue these vlog style videos for, you know, whether this will be a one and done, or will just continue this more so just for documenting, just for, you know, for those of you guys that want to watch it and those of you guys that kind of want to see the BTS right behind the scenes. But like, man, if you're in a spot right now where you're just not sure where things are headed, you're not sure if the work you're putting in is like means anything, you don't know if the work you're putting in matters, that's everyone. That's all of us at every level. I'm not speaking to you from a guy who has it all figured out. Like, I have my struggles too. I have my things that I struggle with. I have my thoughts constantly of, you know, will this work out? What if this happens? What if that happens? And I think that's just the beauty of life. And that's the dichotomy that I believe God lets us have, right? Where if you knew the exact outcome of every little decision that you would make, then you would probably be bored with it. And you probably wouldn't want to follow through with it. And the main thing that scares us is also the main thing that excites us and makes everything that we're going after worthwhile. Because again, if you knew for certain that what you were going after was 100% attainable and you didn't have to try, then you probably wouldn't try. It wouldn't be enough of a reason to get you out of bed. But the reason why it gets you out of bed, and the reason why it keeps you up at night, and the reason why you continue to go after it, even though you're uncertain as hell every single day, is because to you it's worth it. To you it's a price worth paying. To you it's a sacrifice worth having. And to you it's discipline worth pursuing. And so that's just the season that I think all of us are in. Some of us are dealing at what I would say with higher stakes than others, and that's okay. And some of us are dealing with lower stakes. Maybe you're just starting out, dude, and that's okay. Like, start with what you got, right? Start with what you got. If it's just you and you wanted to start breaking into YouTube, you want to start creating content, pull out your front-facing camera. Go back to some of my older stuff. Hideous. I've left it up there for a reason, for myself. Just anytime I'm feeling under the weather, or anytime that I'm just like, I don't know if this is, you know, gonna continue. I don't know if this is gonna work out. I just go back and look at some of those videos and I say, man, if that guy made it happen with what he had, me now with more resources, more skills, you know, more discipline, I'd say a better scope of life, of just how I view things, better mental models, at least compared to the guy that I was, I'm gonna be all right. And I think that you should feel, or at least think the same, or at least borrow that perspective for yourself as well, if you find yourself in a place where you're just not sure if this thing is gonna pan out. But I'm done talking. Let's get this last set in. Whew. Yeah. Those are spicy. You know, also what's been pretty cool is I think last week we probably got 2 sessions of cardio and we still had a pretty good drop in weight. I have a scan coming up. When's that happening? I have a scan coming up in 2 weeks. And so the first scan that I did was last Tuesday. We dropped about 2% body fat, which is pretty cool. Again, 2-3 sessions of cardio. And by cardio for me, it's nothing too crazy. Sometimes I'll hit an EMOM. So between the bike, I'll do same calories. And then I'll jump on the treadmill and I'll do 100 meters, 200 meters, sometimes 300 meters. And then I'll just switch on and off. And then other times, that's not crazy, like 20 minutes. And then other times, I'll literally just walk. And so I'll put the treadmill up at, at a 6 or 7 incline. And then I'll put the speed at 2.93, depending on how I'm feeling. And I'll just let it rip, listen to a podcast, book, listen to some music. If there's a game on, I have a TV. If there's a game on, I'll probably just catch a game. So I'll do that for about 20 minutes. And so my goal is to keep dropping as much as I can without having to implement too much cardio until I absolutely need it. And just let calorie manipulation do its thing. Oh, those glutes are on fire. Whew, let's go. Come on. And that is it. I am seeing stars today. It's only 78 in here. It's gonna be a crazy summer. All right, so that is essentially it for the leg workout. Probably timestamp it. Again, my apologies for the little mishap that we had with the audio. I'll try to get better at these, but for right now, I at least wanted to put something out there for you guys to enjoy and for us to look back at during this cut. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.